I am so happy to have Lorrae with me because she loves to chat a little bit like I do.
How did you
From
guess?
Blushing Ivy. Thank you so much for coming along.
No, thank you for having me.
Because back in April we were supposed to be at the RNA for the Renault Design Show, but like most things in 2020, we had to find a new way to do things and find a way to introduce you to our Renault community. We really want to celebrate and support them and also get to know some of our exhibitors who would have been with us in April. Instead, they're here virtually for our virtual edition through until July the 26th. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you. What a gorgeous product. How did you get started? Candles are my favourite thing. How did you get started?
I got started, I've got 3 children, so when my youngest was a baby, I was candle obsessed and lighting them every day. And it got to a point where my husband said, this is starting to cost a little bit too much. Like it's, it's a great habit, but costing a bit much. So I thought, well, I'll learn how to do it myself and maybe save a few dollars along the way. So that was back in 2011. And I just started making them and just with a little tiny box on my kitchen bench with a Pyrex dish and doing it that way. And then over the past 2 years, we've decided to take it into a business and upscale from there.
Well, you absolutely have. We're surrounded by the most beautiful products. The name Blushing Ivy, where does that come from?
Okay, so my daughter is Ivy, and as we discussed earlier, I'm pink obsessed.
So I put my special scarf on just for you. So you're a pink lady.
Definitely a pink lady, definitely. So blushing for the pink and Ivy for my Ivy. So 2 of my favourite things.
And I would have to say your fragrances, we'll get into them and what they are, but very kind of quintessentially Queensland. But I think what's beautiful about that is they're the things you want to take home. So if you're freezing cold in Victoria right now, you want to be smelling like beautiful sunny Queensland.
Definitely, that's for sure. And I've grown up in Queensland, so I was born and raised here. So lots of my fragrances are inspired by here. Yeah.
I think it's a business that's really changed over the years. If I think back to when candles first became, a bit trendy and a bit popular, they were pretty, well, I don't know that they're particularly great for you, like what you were burning and what the products was, but tell me how it's changed and what you do.
Yes, well back then there would have been probably a lot of paraffin involved. So there were a few brands that did the soy wax, but they were very expensive and not a lot to choose from. So what we have is a completely pure soy wax is what we use.
Why is it better?
It's better because it doesn't stay in your nose. Like paraffin actually stays in your nostrils. It's got petroleum in it. Its derivatives aren't natural at all, and it makes the fragrance even smell quite artificial. It doesn't smell very good. So soy is a completely natural product. It's vegan. It's sustainably produced, and it's better for you. It throws the scent better, which is why the fragrances smell stronger even when they're not lit. Just a better product all around.
And it isn't also just about the soy, is it? It's what you put into it. These days, I think now we're much more conscious of the fragrances we're adding, the oils and the aromas.
100%, that's right. So ours are all completely Australian made and they're all essential oil based, all of the fragrances. So they're all sourced mostly from Australia and they're all produced ethically within Australia. So it's nothing artificial, nothing yucky in there at all.
I have to say, I'm a huge fan of essential oils and the blends that you can do, and I love my diffuser at home.
Oh, yes.
But there's nothing like the flicker of a candle because it does, it warms your home, and even if you're putting it on just as the sun's setting or it's on late at night, it is a special way to bring essential oils into your home.
100%. And I always find that lighting a candle and making a cup of tea, it's a little ritual that just makes me calm down into the night. So I think it's the ambience and I don't know, maybe it's a bit primal seeing flames, but it's something that I think we love to do.
And do you have a different, if you're feeling a certain way, is there a certain one you'll pop on?
Oh my goodness, yes. I have different ones all over the house depending on the room and the light and how I'm feeling. So, and the weather plays a big part in that as well. So definitely in winter, our sense of smell is actually a lot less strong than in summer. So we need scents that are stronger so we can smell them. So if you find in summer sometimes you'll light something and it'll be a bit much and a bit strong, often in winter that's the scents that we want because our nose can't pick it up as much. So that's an actual, that's a fact, a scientific fact.
It's a physical reaction.
Yeah, so there's different scents. So in winter I'm more likely to burn my creamier, herbier scents, whereas in summer I'll do citrus or floral, something a bit lighter to make me feel cooler.
So we need something a little bit heavier in that winter time.
Definitely, yeah.
You have beautiful names. Tell me about the process of choosing the candle names and the fragrances.
Oh my goodness. Well, with the names, there's a lot of beautiful candle businesses out there, and they just kind of use what the fragrance is as their descriptor. And we thought, let's be a little bit fun and use something that we say in our household. We're a little bit quirky in our household. I've got the 3 kids and we make up funny little names for things.
Perfect.
So we thought, let's just bring that into the candles and, make it a bit fun.
Because this is probably one of my favourites. Beach hair, don't care. Because that's kind of me. I don't even brush my hair in summer, so
Exactly.
unless I have to.
Yes.
This is so me. I love this. It's a fresh coconut cream and zesty lime.
Yeah.
It actually takes you to a place. Like you can
Great.
imagine where you'd be when you smell that.
Exactly what we want. That's what we do. And because I've grown up on the beach and always have my kids there from little toddlers, everything always smelled like salt and coconut sunscreen and a bit of lime. So we thought, put it in a candle and you can take it home.
Island Bliss, that's another favourite of mine. Wild Friendship, Patty and Jasmine. What about you? What are your favourites?
Oh, well, mine, like you, the Beach Hair Don't Care, that was like our very first one that I ever did. There is another one I've got here, Coco Loco, which is coconut with buttermilk. You can see a coconut theme, kind of.
I'm thinking she drinks some cocktails when she's making candles for myself.
Yeah, that's not untrue, that's for sure. So I do love these. This one's a really good winter one because it's that creamier scent like we were talking about before. So it's a little bit stronger, and in winter your nose can pick that up a bit better. But I mean, all round, you can't go wrong. It's just whatever speaks to you, whatever makes you feel good when you smell it. There's no wrong candle to choose. So,
What's the process for you when you are deciding, we might change or we might add a new fragrance? Or what's the actual process?
Just something will just strike me. Like literally, I will just be inspired if we are on a holiday or we're down at the beach, and I'll just get a whiff of. That's how Island Bliss was made. It was the jasmine at sunset. As the sun's setting and you can smell the star jasmine. And I thought, I've got to make that into a fragrance. So it'll just hit me, and then we'll just experiment with different fragrances till we get the balance right. So yeah.
This is probably a really obvious question, but I don't know that everyone does it right. Looking after your candles, you actually do need to do the right thing by them to make them last.
100% you do, and it's really important when you first buy a candle. That first burn is the most important. So it's what we call setting the memory of the candle.
A bit like a walk.
Yes, yeah, you've got to, and if you don't, your whole candle can be wrecked and you won't get the value for your money. So when you first get your candle, make sure you've got 3 or 4 hours at home to light it and just potter around. And you light it, and you've got to make sure it burns all the way to the outside of the jar. And if you don't, you get what's called tunneling, where it just burns down the middle, and you lose all that wax, and it's all that money that you've spent down the drain. So you've got to wait until it goes all the way to the outside before you blow it out, and preferably put it out with a snuffer. But I know we sometimes do blow it out, and that's okay too. But yeah, but yes, make sure you get that memory burn. And then the other thing with maintenance for candles is just to trim your wick. So as they get a bit kind of black and mushroomy, give it a trim to a couple of mils, and that stops them throwing off black smoke and carbon. Yeah.
Now you've branched out, of course. I can see, apart from our beautiful candles, and you've got some rather more luxe ones, some beautiful glass crystal-y jars. Yes. Tell me about these beautiful tins, which are so Australian. Like, these look to me like such a beautiful gift to send overseas.
Definitely, and that's why we've done these. So we collaborated with an artist called Victoria McGrain, and she runs a company called The Scenic Route, which is up in North Queensland, and does beautiful prints, and she's got material and sandwich wraps and all sorts of things now. But we licensed her to do special designs for us for our candle tins, and then we had them made especially, and we fill them with our soy wax and with our fragrance. And we also donate $1 from every tin to the Australia Zoo Wildlife Warriors.
Fantastic.
Because we are about 15 minutes down the road from them, and I grew up going to Steve's shows and watching all of that, so it's nice to just give back a little bit to something that we care about. Yeah.
And you've got some hand and body washes as well. They're different again to your candles.
They are. So this is brand new. This was actually a COVID creation because we were home and washing our hands so much, as you do, and my kids were getting really dry and getting a bit of dermatitis. I thought, no, there's got to be a way to do this that's a bit friendlier for them. So we looked into our suppliers who provide our wax, and they provide a base for our body wash as well. And yes, we've been testing these for quite a while, just at home anyway. I thought, let's make them match that and get them out there. So
it is really beautiful. And I suppose, importantly, where do people find you? Are you just online? Can we find you in stores?
Yeah, so we've got 2 stores. We're down in Caloundra in a store called White Pepper Homewares, which is a beautiful homeware shop on Bullcock Street in Caloundra. And it's actually a great place to shop. There's lots of local pods, so local businesses that rent out the space within White Pepper and make their own products, and it's supporting local women too. So I would definitely say go to White Pepper. That's lovely. Cool. So that's in Caloundra, and then we've recently just opened up at Vend Marketplace in Virginia here in Brisbane. So the past 6 weeks we've been there too, so that's really exciting.
Strange times. We mentioned it off the top that we were, of course, originally going to meet you back in April at the Renault Design Show, but we've had to adapt. So it's lovely to be able to bring you to meet our wonderful supporters at home. How has your business changed, and how have you been able to adapt through these times? Because everyone's been in the same boat.
Oh, for sure. And that's, at first it was that panic, and you think, oh oh no, everything's going to fold, this is not going to work. And then amazingly, like our community never ceases to amaze me, but everyone rallied behind us. Our online sales went up. People were approaching me through Instagram because they still wanted their candles. So we started doing home deliveries around the Sunshine Coast. So I would either get on my little bike with my basket or pop them in the car and drive. Then I got to meet my customers as well. So it kind of provided another layer.
And have they provided you any feedback, that fragrances they'd love or anything they're looking for?
Oh, definitely. They're always letting me know, and it's now getting to a point like when you go to your local coffee shop and they know what your coffee is, I will know which people like their fragrance. And I love that small town kind of feel to our business. That's why we don't want to be big and mass produced. We want to keep it local and close to home.
But I think what's lovely is, as you say, getting to know your community, but also you can, by sending these to people, you're giving them a little piece of home, aren't you, to take with them?
It is, and it's pretty special to know that they are having a little bit of what I love in their home. It makes you feel pretty special inside.
Oh, well, it's a beautiful product, Blushing Ivy.
Thank you.
So how many how many flavours at the moment? How many scents at the moment?
We've got 12 at the moment, and then we do some limited edition around Christmas time, and different seasonal ones come out. So they're always chopping and changing a bit, but usually that's 12.
Yeah. That is fantastic. Seasonal ones are beautiful though, particularly around Christmas time, as you say.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've got all these crazy ideas now that I'm going to talk to Lorrae about. I want to design a candle. I've got all these mad ideas.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
I think it's really special, and I think there's such a celebration and a beautiful way to. I walked into a girlfriend's on Saturday night for dinner, and it's just, I don't know, it warms you, it welcomes you. So thank you for your beautiful product, and congratulations on keeping on going through COVID times.
No, thank you very much.
But also continuing to innovate and keeping our hands safe as well, because we are all sick of sanitizer, so beautiful soaps are what we need. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And you will see more and more on the Reno Design Show, the virtual edition, through until July 26th. There's Zooms, there's Insta Lives, there's going to be interviews, podcasts, lots of ways to meet all of our amazing exhibitors throughout July. So tune in and join us.